This afternoon's tactical enhancement is a brass monkey. This afternoon we're playing Warhammer. Right, as I was saying before, I was really interrupted by the memory card filling up. So I agreed to put together an army which involves a dragon in order to take on Sean's anti-dragon list. Now, Sean's been playing rather well lately, so I've got no... so I don't face my prospects much, and I haven't put a lot of preparation into today's game. So
we're making excuses up already.
Oh, I'm self-handicapping like a madman because I've got no idea how this is going to go. But I'm trying some new things just for shits and giggles. I'm trying smaller units of cavalry, so I've got units of 5, the cold ones. I'll try and use the Dark Riders a bit more intelligently. 2 units of 10 for the repeat crossbow, put them in single line because I don't volley fire. So we'll see how that goes. That's probably the weak point in the line. But I thought I'd steer clear of the repeat bolt throwers because they'll just get cleaned up very easily in this fight. And I thought I want to try the Witch Elves. Interesting thing with the Witch Elves is I used them before, they weren't very good, but they didn't have a cauldron. The Witch Elf Cauldron combo seems to be the way to go to make things work well. But then the cauldron needs a unit of at least 10 to push it. So I was going to take 2 small units of Witch Elves, but I realised that's not going to work in terms of pushing the cauldron. All he's got to do is bump off a few of them and the fucking thing's stuck. So, yeah. So anyway, we have the Death Hag pushing around a cauldron. It's got some magic buff thingy I'll look up in a minute. We've got the Standard Bearer, which I'll just check, but I think it can go on the Witch Elves. If not, I'll have to stick it somewhere else. And the dude and the dragon has got a whole lot of whoop-de-doo that'll make him very protected and hard to kill. We hope, given that he can't hide because he's a big target.
Huzzah.
Yes. Well, on that note, we better deploy and get on with this nonsense.
Well.
Right, deployment is complete. Now, we had an interesting situation because the only things I had to go off of to guide my deployment was that and that. Everything else on the table, Ogreish, came along after I'd finished my deployment. And I started off thinking, well, I'll try and contain my forces and have a hard push up there against these two. And then just hold the flank with some shooting and maybe some cav. But then I realised, well, I can make him stretch his lines out if I put stuff over here, and that gives me some tactical flexibility, and elves need tactical flexibility or will be stuffed against ogres. So I've got some hard-hitting cav, shooters in the woods just denying territory more than anything, these chaps over here. The material to do a hard push up here with a bit of flexibility. General in the middle to adjust to anything that comes along. This cav ready to go in either direction really. I'm not quite sure what to do with them actually. Meanwhile, when the skirmishers started coming in, he's got 2 units over here. Now, because this is a big target, it can't hide behind anything. He's going to be shooting at it all damn day. But he's put them up front. One interesting thing is skirmishers block my line of sight to any units behind, including ogres, so that's interesting. Not sure what these idiots are going to do over there. But if I charge them, I've got a problem because, like Sean was saying earlier, they're trappers, so if I'm in combat with them, it's dangerous terrain.
When you, on the turn you charge, you take a dangerous terrain test. So
yeah.
if they're actually in dangerous terrain, you end up taking 2 dangerous terrains. So imagine charging with a block of 30 troops. I mean, you'll lose a few.
Yeah, you're going to...
It doesn't... And they get to shoot at you. And it doesn't count... That won't count towards combat, losing anything in dangerous terrain. But it does... It's not something you want, especially...
No, it's a big loss, especially if they're...
You lose 1 or 2
2 plus armoured big boys. It's a bit
Are they 2 plus armour?
They are. I took the plate armor version, I think. Let me just check that.
I'm sure you did, don't worry.
Full plate, yep. I figure, yeah, they cost so many fucking points. You might as well spend a couple more to get a decent save.
Yeah, it's
there's a time and a place. Right, so... so we've decided that because all his scouts went down after my army, I had finished deploying first. We're not entirely sure that's correct.
Yes.
Sean's being nice to me today, which I can only assume is to lure me into a false sense of security.
Exactly.
Anyway, fuck it, let's get on with the game. Let's roll for first turn.
I rolled a 1.
I rolled a 6.
I wasn't going to go first anyway.
No, well, and those dice rolls... I think it's time to have a crack, and we will check in at the end of turn 1 Dark Elf. Right, end of Dark Elf turn 1. Now, Sean was complaining about my dice earlier. Hopefully
you rolled a 6.
Well, ones, then I rolled a lot of ones this turn. Anyway, what happened? Well, we moved these up. We shuffled them forward a bit. We moved up here, but more importantly, we got off the long-range charge these guys into these little chaps here. Killed a couple of them, pushed them back. Got another long-range charge with the fast cav over here. Hit those guys. Lost one in the fight. Killed a beast, lion thing in the fight. Pushed them back. They fell about 6 and I only chased up 3. So he's going to fuck us up next turn. Then we moved up this lot, and I was a bit stumped as to what to do with this fellow, so I thought I'd put him amongst the buildings and take some nice photographs from the other side. And he can either jump out and help with that melee over there, or which probably doesn't need to do anymore, or jump on this guy, or maneuver to coordinate his charge with these guys later on. He will get shot at, possibly by 3 fucking bolt throwers, depending on whether that guy decides to fight or not. That's about it. Oh, we put some shooting from here and here into these, rolled a lot of very little, and killed 1. That's it. We're moving in the right direction. We've killed a little bit, but yes, it's very, very early days. Okay, so end of turn 1 for the Ogres, and aren't they cunning? Firstly, Sean's moving these guys like this in order to block my movement, so the only way through is to charge these little bastards, which is a real nuisance. I don't really want to do that. So he's moved his general into this unit, and over here he's moved that hunter back, and he moved this hunter around, as you do, because their job is to shoot this guy, and he's moved this infantry around here, basically to try and keep away from what's coming up here. So he's using basically you've got a bunch of ogres avoiding fighting. In the fight, we push these guys back, and these guys have actually followed up. Sort that out in a minute. And yeah, now with the shooting, 1 missed, 2 hit, 2 that hit wounded because there's a special ability to give you a reroll to wound. 1 of my armor saves worked, and the 1 that failed, including the ward, resulted in rolling 3 wounds under D3. So the dragon is wounded. We rather expected this to happen. It's all still a bit of an experiment, and now I have an opportunity to try and continue to be cunning to figure out what the hell to do about all this mess. On that note, we'll move into Dark Elves turn 2. Dark Elves turn 2, and Sean's not the only one who can be cunning. So we've moved these guys back half movement to get away from this riffraff, but more importantly to stop him from doing a charge with these guys down the periphery of these blokes and into these guys. It's going to be a lot harder now because we're further away. A few inches makes a few inches makes a lot of difference in this game. Yes, there'll be a euphemism there. Now we move these guys back 3.5 inches as well, partly to make it harder for them to charge, because that general is downright dangerous. It also meant we had more shots from this lot and this lot, and we dumped 40 shots into them needing 5s to hit, and we bumped off 5 wounds, which actually isn't bad. Kept the melee going there, killed a couple. They killed 1 in return, and the cost of 1 of these guys is worth the entire unit they're fighting against, then it's possible this guy will decide to charge these guys in the flank, or he might decide to shoot that, which I suspect is likely. Now, we charged the dragon and the light cav into a unit of ogre balls, who are now conspicuous for their absence. We just mauled the shit out of them. They didn't get a chance to fight back with anything. And we moved up the wall of melee here, the one that Sean's doing a good job of avoiding. And in the reform after the melee, we put the dragon pointing in the direction of where all the fun and games are happening. And we put the light cav pointed at this dangerous fellow on the off chance that we might actually have a bit of a square off again. We'll see how we go. I can't leave him running around just shooting at my dragon. He's too dangerous for that. And that's it. So we're picking our battles, which I think is very important in this edition of the game. Historically, you just barrel on in, throw a bunch of dice and have another beer, but we've got to be a bit more careful now. Anyway, over to the Ogres turn 2. End of Ogres turn 2, and they're still being cunning. Look what they've done here. Over here, they've moved up and thrown spiky bits at them, which means they can't maneuver in order to shoot at that unit. These guys have fallen back a bit to just outside my charge range, is it? Or maximum declarable range?
Yes.
Alright, so standoff is going on over there. Over here, he's moved this unit up so close to my cold ones, they won't even be able to use their lances, will they?
No, that's the idea.
Yeah, so I may have to do a suicide charge there for lack of anything more intelligent to do. I was thinking, do I reform, do I move around? I'll have a look, but I think the odds of that occurring are not very good. These guys who formed column last turn have chuffed off at a mighty run to get away from the dragon. Now, we killed the last couple of guys here in the fight. That's hilarious how long that took. It's a fucking lesson in this game, actually, how long it takes to kill off riffraff.
Oh.
We've been learning that every game, actually.
If it counts as a charge, every time you charge me and you follow up, you should probably take a difficult terrain test. I'm just thinking.
Yes. Except I wasn't even using my lances half the time.
But every time you follow up and I fall back in good order against trappers. That's something I have to remember next time.
We'll have to have a think about that. If you follow up against trappers, do they still use the traps? Because it's the first time you charge into when you charge into melee with them. But is it only the first time, or is it every time?
I'll have a six first time.
That warrants a fact. I wonder if we'll get one for the legacy lists. Anyway, now he shot with all three of his very colonial-looking pith helmet-wearing bastards, and 2 hit. 2 wounded, although one of those only because of the reroll. Mm-hmm. That's a special roll. And I made my saves. Now I get a 5+ and a 5+ save. I'll be making them this turn. But we're just thinking that 3 wounds is probably statistically what you would expect at this point, given he's having to move to shoot because I'm manoeuvring. Some guys are getting 3+ to hit, some guys are needing 5s. There's probably some math hammer to be done here, but I'm thinking they're probably not behind the 8 ball. Maybe I should have taken 1 extra wound, maybe not, I don't know. But it does take rather a lot of these hunters to bring down a dragon.
Yes, I'm going to say if you end your turn after a charge with the trappers, you have to take a difficult terrain test in the future.
Alright, well I'll bear that in mind for future games, because trappers are turning out to be extremely useful for their pissy little bit of points cost. Now, this lot here, I'm just going to film them for a moment because they look so pretty and they're not getting any fun today. Right, we'll have to figure out what we're doing in a sec. After I won the fights, we set ourselves up ready to do some suicidal charges against these lone guys. He's got to do something. Yeah. Alright, so we'll do Dark Elves turn 3 and check in after that. End of Dark Elf turn 3. Right, we got a few tactical conundrums in both directions. This lot about faced to come around here because basically the likelihood of anything exciting happening on that side of the village is now very reduced. These guys fell back 3.5 inches because if I were to flee that or this charge, I'll be fucked, and when he charges me, I'm fucked anyway. So what I thought I'd do is open up the field to send some shots this way. Unfortunately, I didn't do anything. I was rather hoping, because one of these guys is hanging on by one wound. I thought I might try and whittle them down a little, but no joy, which means basically these guys are going to get massacred in a minute. We charged these scrappy little shits with my crossbow. He didn't shoot any. He tried, but he didn't do anything. But I've lost one to the dangerous terrain test when you charge them. We beat them, they fell back, and we decided we would apply the charge rule so that when I follow it up, it counts as a charge, right? But I think there's only when you go over 3 inches. Either way,
yes.
It was a 5 inches to catch.
No. In this, that's for bonuses like.
For bonuses like
with the ferocious
scythes and spears and things. Yeah. So anyway, and I lost another one when I chased the fuckers up. So these little bastards are turning out to be incredibly useful. I mean, they're actual goblin miniatures today, but they're playing noblars for the ogre army.
They're old enough to be noblars.
Oh, they're knobs. They're knobs. Let's just call them that because they're making my life difficult. So that was rough. Then I did something vaguely clever over here. One of his hunters was nearby the light cab, and 14 inches away from the dragon, has a 10-inch fly move. So what I did was I declared the charge with the light cav first, and then I declared the charge with the dragon. Sent the light cav in first, so if he were to run, they'd probably run him down. And if he doesn't run, they get caught, or he basically pins it in place so he can't flee when the dragon charges. So that's how I managed to get the dragon in. He went down heroically, he declared a challenge, and my general chopped him up before the fucking dragon had even had a go. Ogre Blade costs a lot more points now, but Jesus, the D3 fucking wound thing's horrific.
Yeah, it's good.
Well worth taking. And that's it. So I'm going to cop some punishment this turn. Although I did overrun with this guy. So I think they were back there because the light cav stayed in place. But not in charge range of these guys, and these guys are in march column anyway. I wasn't in a position to achieve much by sitting still and changing facing, because everything would just move to be outside of my charge arc anyway.
Yes.
So now he's running around going, where the fuck's everyone gone? I can't see anyone in my front charge. Oh, now I've got to spend a turn manoeuvring to get to a point where I can charge them. And they'll be the sacrificial bastards who have to suck it up in the meantime. That said, over to Ogres turn 3. End of Ogres turn 3, and I might need a bit of help trying to remember every bloody thing that happened here. Let's see, this lot charged into the cold ones, and
killed
so did they.
Man.
Oh yeah, the general just been sliced and diced his way through, and the only other rank and file member who had any joy was the champion, and that's only because he had a challenge. If they hadn't done that, I would have been a bit disappointed in them, to be honest. These passed the panic. These chased through. We did. See, you got to be more careful now in working out your angles, because there's a big question as to whether they were at an angle where they could connect with these guys, or whether they would just run along in front.
Doesn't matter.
Certainly then we just didn't use Swift Stride and we just left them there. These guys had a good old crack at the Dark Riders, and I rolled shit. They were 7.5 inches away, so I didn't even get to fucking shoot them on the way in. That was annoying. They were actually facing the other direction, but they're skirmishers, so they can charge 360. These guys are reformed to go in a different direction where the dragon isn't. This lot charged in against the cold ones. They biffed one over the head. Sean rolled a bit shit, and so did I. But yeah. I did do enough to push him back. We lost one each, so I did 3 wounds, he did 1. And in the melee, my guys killed 3 of them. They killed nothing in return. They ran. We didn't quite catch them. They ran 11 inches. They're still bastards. And it's their turn. We'll see if they rally. Anyway, that's basically it. Oh, and they shot at the dragon again, and they did nothing. We're still learning the dynamics of this game, and large targets, you can see them even when they're on the other side of a building, So this guy didn't have to move, but thinking in terms of true line of sight, Sean moved him anyway to get a good shot. That meant a -2 to hit, and that meant a miss. But there we go. We live and learn, or at least he lives for a moment longer, and we learn. Anyway, we'll check in at the end of the next turn. That'll be Dark Elf turn 4. Okay, end of Dark Elves turn 4. We're still trying to figure out a few rules, like whether or not the champion's the last man standing or the standard bearer. Either way, let's see. The fight these guys had with the Yetis rolled a bit shit. Or more accurately, they rolled okay, but we rolled really well for armor. And then we bit them lots. They ran away, they rolled crap. We rolled high, we ran them down. We ran into the Noblars, who were already fleeing, so they were destroyed, and the way we figure it, you stop there and reform. We think that's right, we're not 100% sure, but fuck it, it will do to keep the game rolling. Oh yeah, this is after my crossbows shot the Nobblers. We should have chased them, we should have charged them and run them down, but we shot them instead, but I suppose they are shooters, that's what they do. These guys marched around the village. Sean's got some opinions about... Actually, we'll cover this now. Sean pointed out that you're not supposed to have terrain within 12 inches of the middle of the table. Now, I've been setting up my tables to look pretty, as though they sort of make sense. There's a village in front of a castle, that sort of thing. These buildings, by the way, are the free ones you get from the... I have to remember what they're called. I'll hopefully put a comment in there. But
Italian box set?
No, these are... you get them through Drive-Through RPG and a few other places. I've got a whole bunch of little ones that I've used. Well, I've used the same ones and a whole bunch of other ones that I've bought. These are the freebies that you can download. I'm doing them massively scaled down for Black Seas. But I don't know if I've used these in an actual game in a very long time. Anyway, so I like the table to look pretty. Unfortunately, it's totally stuffed up my tactics again. I've got to stop doing this. I've got to just make a really big fucking open space and hope that I'm not playing Wood Elves. Anyway, what else happened? This guy actually won the fight against the two lions, killed one and chased the other one, but it is only pushed back. And we moved the dragon around. We moved it around so that he's out of the charge arc of these bad boys. And we moved up the Dark Elf shooters so they could all get a shot on this unit. And they totally whiffed again. They're hitting alright, but they can't wound a fucking thing. So that was crap. But you can see we've got big stuff coming around in two different directions to hopefully make life a bit uncomfortable for that general's unit. We're only really mid-game when you think about it. So we will do the Ogres turn 4. And I'll try to remember who the hell makes these buildings. End of Ogres turn 4. The turn's going very quick. These guys maneuvered to be out of the charge arc of the dragon. Probably a smart thing to do. These guys formed up to be their full line. That's going to be interesting because I don't really want to charge it with them. They will fuck me up. I have to think of what I'm going to do here. He took a shot at the dragon and rolled a 1, thank God. And he moved up because he's out of range of the dragon and threw his spear at this thing and rolled shit as well. These guys charged in. I had maneuvered previously when I moved up to shoot these guys in order to
whittle them away.
Yeah, minimize the charge range, so to minimize the initiative bonus these things would get. So they had +1, I've Elven reflexes, paid off. We both threw a lot of dice at each other and did no wounds. But we're close order, so they fell back. I'm going to charge them with the dragon in a sec.
Really?
Well, it's not to kill them. I don't need it to do that. It's to so do that, kill them, reform on the spot in an ideal position to do something to them next turn, and these are coming around. So we'll deal with that in a sec. But that's it. It was a really quick turn. So we will check in at the end of Dark Elves turn 5. Dark Elf turn 5. And we're having to be cunning. Right, let's see. This guy barreled into the lions. Just smashed them as they do. I've repositioned him to face these guys, and with his 90-degree charge arc, hopefully have something to hit turn 6. I moved these guys up as fast as I could because of the wheeling factor. This thing's getting ahead of the rest of the rank and file, so the big combo charge won't happen. There's no way they're going to be in range. We moved these guys back a bit out of 12 inches so they can't charge. And I did so in combination with this lot maneuvering. And they got a shot off, needing 6s, and just polished the last wound off the other lion, so that's gone. Now if he charges, even if he smashes them, he won't be able to follow up into me. But depending on where he ends up, I might be able to get flank charge. We'll see how we in turn 6. Sean's not that stupid, but it might happen.
There's a dragon on my flank. I'm entirely retarded.
I'm doing the best I can.
We're doing well. But it shows you how the dragons are good, but it's also very.
You got to play it carefully, and you got to think a few turns in advance. And
the hunters add a little bit of a spice to the element, don't they? Because you just don't know what's going to happen. You could die. I could shoot you twice, and you did.
Well, if your dice rolls had been better, you would have taken off probably another 3 wounds, and it'd be looking very sketchy for the dragon. But we've been doing things to make it hard for each other.
Oh yeah.
See, against a player who doesn't really know what they're doing, a dragon will just fucking ruin your day. Then again, against a dragon player who doesn't know what they're doing, they're going to spend a lot of turns and not actually doing much with it. Because there's a skill difference here. An unskilled player with a dragon can be taken down, but a skilled player with a dragon is a lot harder to deal with. We say that pretending we're skilled, but we're certainly having challenges for one another, and it could go either way. That said, Ogres turn 5. Turn 5 for the Ogres. Now, we've been getting even more cunning. We figured that... okay, so you rolled to march with these guys. They're veterans, so they can reroll a fail. And then we decided that does mean that the general can also march even though he's leaving the unit. So Sean tried to maneuver these guys out of charge arc, but he could get the front rank out, but not quite the back rank.
So, you should have killed that bastard.
Which is good, because there's nothing else I can get next turn. The general left, and he's come around here ready to be a sneaky prick. Now, the reason this is relevant is because my general will go first, and he's got the Ogre Blade, which does D3 wounds. So that's fucking lethal to the Ogre General. Whereas I thought the Ogre General in that unit, in combination with the unit, puts my general in jeopardy. But the decision making is to get the Ogre General the hell out of there to heroically withdraw. So we'll see how that goes. There's a couple other interesting things going on. We'll see how they pan out. Over here, he's moved these guys up rather than charge my shooters. That's probably the smart thing to do. It's tempting me to charge there and charge on the flank, which is probably an insane thing to do. I'm almost tempted to do it just to see shit happen, but I know that these guys will die, and I don't really want that to happen. I may just have to be courageous and get the fuck away over there as well. That's depending on their leadership test. Oh, no, that should work. They got 3d6 for their leadership test. And they shot again. One missed, the other one hit. Needed his reroll to wound again, but then my armor worked again. His armor is doing a fucking treat. I think it's the dashing cloak that he's wearing.
Yeah, fuck you and your armor.
Thing.
Keep rolling 6s every time I need you to die.
The lighting in here is terrible, but the that cloak there, that dragon.
You'll need a bit of patching after this.
Yeah, I mean, look, the dragon has withstood a lot of shot, and I don't think we've disproven the basic strategy that you've applied in your army list. I think we've just proven that good dice rolls will get you out of a lot of trouble.
It's fine. No, it's doing what I expected. It's not going to be easy to kill a dragon, regardless.
No, indeed.
So, but I'm having a good crack at it.
Absolutely. All right, now we've got a target-rich environment. We will now go into Dark Elves turn 6. Turn 6, Dark Elves. Sean has been slightly diced this turn.
Well, it was a good... Yeah, odds are I would have said he would have. Hang on.
I don't know, actually.
What's his toughness?
Well, let's work through a couple of things. The Cauldron made the charge, and the only reason the Cauldron made the charge is because last turn, we're mucking around and we thought, what's the distance you have to be away to be dragged along? And we said, oh, no, it's 2 or 3 inches. We'll just put it close enough. It's good enough.
Yeah, that's fine.
But it actually is 1 inch. So Sean was kind enough to let me put it back an inch, so it was in the right starting position. And then we rolled the charge in the general, and it made it. Needed a 4.
Oh, it's my own fault. I should have done some other things.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't keep him in that unit. I think that's... Anyway.
No, that would have been a very bad idea.
Okay.
Very bad idea. The idea was to not be charged by that, first off. I should have put it further back.
Oh, yeah.
But you had your fucking wings there. Anyway. And then you go in, I challenge out, and then I charge you in the rear.
Yeah.
And I get to strike first and kill you. That was the plan.
Oh, I see. Okay. That could have worked.
Well, not well.
A couple of things had to happen a bit differently.
But I would have had to, now that you got that, I would have to, see, I couldn't have killed that thing. 2, if you didn't make any ward saves. Yeah, well, you still don't want to combat.
I threw in a lot of infantry for good measure to make sure you'd be bogged down.
I would have.
Yeah, there's a couple of different ways
to
it could have worked.
2-1, so.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting them to win a fight. I mean, they'd be lucky to chuck a wound in, but in combination with the big hitter, I thought I might do something. Anyway, as it is, I rolled a lot of 6s, Sean rolled a lot of 1s, and the general got diced.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I got too close, and I could have done a couple other things. So it's my own fault. I wasn't paying attention to your... I didn't know how far that could charge, and I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. Because Elves at movement 5 are pretty good if they don't have to wheel.
You had to roll 4.
Yep.
To get in.
Slight,
so it was a
slight
chance
wheel,
you may not have got in.
Yeah, because I was 8 inches away with the need to wheel 1 inch, and we got the 4.
And how many wounds you left on your dragon? 6?
He's still got 6. The dragon charged in. He did the right thing. He issued a challenge. I just did what the dragon and a dragon rider would do, and they fell back a few inches. And we followed up. Over here, look, we did all right, and the ogres again rolled a whole lot of shit. You're running really badly today.
Huh? No, it was fine. I just making mistakes. It's my own fault. I should have put the tyrant on the other side. I was using that unit as bait.
Putting the tyrant on the other side probably would have kept you out of range of anything except for the crossbow. And in fact, they wouldn't have been able to get in there either because the dragon would be in the way.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah. And then I could charge your dragon, and it comes down to dice. Whether I can hit your dragon and whether you make your saves or not. That's what
because your ogre blade, if you'd had just 1 wound left, you would have had an almighty hack at this fucking
cauldron. You would have done a couple of wounds probably, and you've got a 4-up ward save against it. Non-magical.
Do you get the D3 against the chariot on an ogre blade?
No, it's against. She's got a ward save for 4+. You're not going to fail that. I'd have to hit you. I'd have to if I hit you 4 times, and she's got 7 wounds. So I've got to get 3 wounds through.
Oh, yeah, good point. I was thinking 5 wounds.
If it was 5 wounds, because that's what I thought.
Because the chariot's 5, and then you get an extra 2 for the rider. Yeah. So anyway,
even with 3 dice, that would kill you. But you'd have to fail 3 4-up saves and any armor saves you have.
So if the fiery 6 and 1s had been reversed, it would have gone the other way. Anyway,
that's fine.
Over here, I charged in. My shooters failed their morale test, and because the ogres are scary, they didn't charge, which kind of buggered things up a bit for me. Look, we lost 2. We did some damage. It was okay, but now we're going to get massacred in turn 6 ogres.
Maybe.
On that note, I think we better get it done.
Let's do it.
Alright, end of turn 6, ogres, that's game. And what happened? The dragon ate the unit in front of it. We played around to see what would happen if he charged something, but we won't count that because that was silly. And over here, my knights ran out of puff, and these guys remembered how to hit things and bashed up the last 2 knights. Well, they still had a character in there who could have polished them off, but yeah, it wasn't as many whacks as we might have thought. And that's it. What you see on the table is what's left.
Yum yum bubble gum.
Sean, what have we learned?
Well, making you got to make good decisions, and if you make a bad decision, it costs you. So this is a couple. I just didn't pay attention to a few things, and it's cost me the game. So that's all I can basically say.
Yeah, because you had a couple of extra shots that you could have had easier shots in order to hit the dragon. There might have been one or two hits there.
It was more the. Well, you kept rolling 6s anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I rolled a lot of 5s for armor, actually.
Well, that's all you needed to do, because you have a 3-up armor.
Then
you made the ward a couple. I don't know.
Plate, shield, I think, and the cloak. So he's doing pretty well for armor.
Plate.
I think I give him a shield.
Heavy armor.
No, plate armor, shield, and the cloak gives him a +1. So he's pretty good against shooting.
So what is it? 4-up at -2. So 2-up. It's the best he can get.
Yeah. So he's well tooled and he's got a 5+ ward. I could have given him a better ward, but I decided to give him a big weapon instead. See how it went. And
weapon.
Fucking hell, was that effective against ogres?
Yes. Yeah, if you're against other stuff, maybe not.
Well, it'd be useful against Empire as well, because you got those big Griffin Knights and you got steam tanks and things.
Yeah. So.
No, it wouldn't work against a steam tank, would it? The Ogre Blade?
Why not?
Isn't it just against monsters?
No, it's against anything. That's why it's 65 points.
Yeah, fair enough.
No, it's Kurt. I should have cleaned up the guy so he didn't get charged by the dragon. And the tyrant should put the other side, and that would have probably. At least I would have had a chance to kill your dragon with the Ogre Blade coming in. But I stuffed it up. I put it there, and I wasn't thinking about this thing charging me. I just wasn't paying attention. So my bad. But yeah.
See, in a tournament, we probably would have both. Well, my stuff up with the cauldron means that it wouldn't have got in. So I would have lost a unit of infantry trying to slow the bastard down.
So this is what. Okay, so if we roll 5 dice, we've got 2 impact hits against your dragon. Do 1 impact hit at -1 armor. Then I would have done, say, 5 hits with the Ogre Blade. Only 2 hits. Strength 7. 2. No, what's strength? What toughness are you?
6 probably.
Yeah, he's strength 7, so he would have only done 1.
Well, theoretically,
3 wounds, and you would have made a save.
Theoretically, you should have made 4 wounds on him, I reckon. Maybe 3 wounds. 2-3 wounds.
2-3 wounds.
But you add that to the other stuff that's piling around.
The thing is, if I don't kill him, the blowback will kill me, because you've got 3s to hit. You've got
Ogre Blade.
3s to wound. And he's only got 5 wounds. Unless I get lucky, odds are it's like against you. The Cauldron came in.
He's 550 points, right?
He should be deadly.
And your ogre boss is not that many points, so you kind of need to combine him with.
He's 300 points.
So you need to combine him with 250 points worth of wacky. And we'll probably be locked in combat for a couple of turns.
Yeah, I can't get a save much better than 4+.
True, but if I'm dedicating all my attacks to killing him, then your other 250 point unit, whatever that is getting 3 hits on the dragon.
No, not in a challenge.
Oh, I mean a challenge. Well, that's if we do a challenge.
This is the trouble. So this is the tactic I use when I have big nasty guys. I challenge them out and then combat res.
But you don't have much combat res with ogres. You need
see the problem
other things.
Okay, so ogres are a bit dicey. You don't get combat res as much. So this is why I've taken a war banner and such. So it's if your dice, you're a bit subject to the dice gods a little bit.
Yeah, always going to be the way. However much we might rant about our prowess.
But I think ogres are more so. So dwarfs, if you've got a combat stat res of 6, you're not going to stress too much. You're not going to lose.
The more models you have, the less you're subject to the dice gods. So I guess that makes it true what you're saying about ogres. I found that if you give ogres the opportunity to do what they do the way they want to, they'll fuck you up. But if you don't, then they're actually weirdly vulnerable.
yeah, it's a tough army to use. I had to try something sneaky, so I was hoping your dragon would charge that unit, challenge him out.
Oh, this guy, the unit was there.
And then went over here, and then my tyrant charges in and kills you. But
I was trying to pincer you, but it just took too long to get my guys back around this flank.
Yeah, I wasn't going to let that. Well, that was the thing, is from the beginning, I wanted you to put some troops over here to
bait me around there with the slow moving stuff.
And then I go around this way.
Yep, okay. That was a good plan.
And it kind of worked. Well, it worked. I thought it worked well enough.
Yeah, interesting. If you kept your standard bearer in the same unit as your general and all those other guys and gone up against the dragon, it might have worked.
Then I'm really reliant on making... Yeah, you're right. But then I'm putting all my eggs in one basket. So here's the trade-off. It doesn't work. You lose your battle standard bearer, the unit, and the general.
True, and that's probably 8th edition thinking now that you put it that way.
No, it's
Death Stars used to work. I'm not sure if they do anymore.
They do. I think an Orc, Goblin, or Death Star will do okay. They got a bit more to it. Plus, you've got Stomp. You never got round to having to do the Stomp. So it's another D6 strength.
That works against everybody now.
So you didn't even need that, and you were this is why it's insane to go in. If you had only 3 wounds left, if I'd actually got another,
if you'd whittled him down a bit,
if you hadn't rolled your 6s and 5s or whatever to make all your armor and ward saves on the guy, and I got him down a few more wounds,
which you really should have done statistically.
Well, yes and no. You could roll 5 and 5.
Look, you played your hunters really well. You kept them out of the shit.
No, I lost
you lost 1, but that's only one, and he shot maybe 3 times before that happened.
That was bad play.
So you got most of your shots out. Yeah, maybe there's a couple of shots that could have been better, but
him still alive gives me. Yeah, so I should have cleaned up that unit. And again, that was my mistake. If I cleaned him up.
It's funny. I was thinking in terms of, okay, I'm taking a dragon because I have to against a dragon hunting army. That's the idea for today's game. And I thought I need something that will hold up in a fight. Because I was thinking about taking more cold ones and some corsairs, but I thought no, I need something that will do a decent biff. So I brought them, just in case it comes to that. But I was thinking in terms of my dragon's probably going to have to go after low value targets just to get targets, just so he's not getting shot at every fucking turn.
That's the plan.
I was worried about what happened because you could have killed him with that stuff with better dice.
The thing is, so if you failed all your, so if you made 3 saves, so if you failed your 3 saves and I rolled 3 dice, doing die 3 wounds, well. You still live.
That's 4 wounds, yeah.
That's 4 wounds. You're on 2 wounds left. So you're not,
which you can sort out in the melee.
But then I could have. This is where I mean it's a dice. It's a game of dice, and then you're dead.
Yeah,
that one you're dead.
Yeah, exactly right.
So it's all up to the dice gods.
So if you really, really, really want to take a dragon killing thing, in most games you can probably do it, provided you're focused on the job. It didn't happen today because of dice.
You played well.
Oh yeah, we both did a lot of things to deny the other guy opportunities for easy kills.
Yeah.
Now, if your general had lived,
yeah,
what would the difference in points be?
I don't know. It's 100 points for killing the general, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just thinking in terms of because he's what
400 points is just a couple points off 300. So.
Because you did kill a fair bit. You've wiped out all my cavalry. That's not cheap. That's
yeah, but you killed. Okay.
That's got to be at least 600 points in that.
Well, if I lost 300 out of I lost 3.
There's only 700 points in that.
Lost 550 points in the Iron Guts, the Bulls, and the Yetis, and then all the trappers died. So what I had, it's probably easier if I work out how much I got left. So it's 300, 500. Killed about 1,400 points.
Oh, okay.
Plus you got 100 points in banners.
So I would have won, but not by as much of a margin.
700? That's a fair bit.
Yeah, I mean, something of that nature in what's being killed here. I have to work it out.
I needed to kill the dragon to win, or have a chance of winning, because that would have preserved that unit.
Yes.
It would have given me a shit ton of points. That would have given me 600 points.
And then all we had to do was avoid the...
Well, that was the end of turn, wasn't it? That was the last turn.
Well, that's so.
That would have been the very last turn I charged you. So...
So both of our generals had gone, I would have won, but not by anywhere near as much of a margin. If your general had survived and mine survived, yeah, I would have won, but not as much of a margin. If your general lived and my general died, then you would have won.
Yeah, not by much. So it was a tough scrap.
That was a really interesting game.
I liked it because it's not just shoving stuff forward, which is why I like this particular army.
Oh, this army manoeuvres like a bastard. I've been outmaneuvered by a similar army against my dwarves a couple of times in 8th edition.
So my guys are fast. You had to bring your cauldron all the way back. That was
That's hilarious.
Yeah, you turned around.
Turn it around on turn 3 and get a charge.
Can we move, sir? Yes, you can. And then the dragon. But you see, dragons aren't that. You wiped. How many units? You ate the bulls. You ate Kurt, and you ate another unit. So you ate.
Yeah.
So he.
These are the new Death Star, I think. You got to use them right, but fuck, they're dangerous.
If he hits the wrong unit, the trick is if he hits a unit with a large static combat resolution.
If I crash headlong into a unit of 50 goblins, it might not be a good day.
You won't lose, but you could be there for a very long time.
That's right. It's a total waste of 550 points.
So you eat 7, 8, 9, 10 goblins a turn. It's like, well,
I don't care.
7 turns later, it's like, but he's still there eating goblins. Yeah, I'm sick of this.
As long as there's a standard bearer and a general nearby, they'll be fine.
But here's the trick. So if the combat resolution of the goblins is with 3 ranks and the standard is 4 and close order 5, if you fluff your dice rolls and lose combat, you by 1 or 2, you got to take a leadership at -2, and if you fail, you flee.
True, although
so you flee.
I was just thinking about that with regard to the ogres, because you're absolutely right. If I fluff my attacks against the ogres, okay, maybe I only kill 1 ogre. That's at least 2 guys whacking me 6 times with great weapons.
And the thing is with ogres, you don't get outnumbering 2 to 1 very often.
No, there's that too.
And this is the swings and roundabouts, which is the game now where you get. It's really good. I like it. It's
taken a bit of learning, but it's a really good game.
No, you played well. Yeah, I think you played well. You got the dragon. I stuffed up twice. At least I know what I've done wrong. And I would have. Yeah, Kurt Dunling is a bloody pain in the ass. I should have, because that would have been 3 shots a turn, shooting at you, and then all of a sudden it starts. Yeah, you.
I had to do some tricky things to get it to work.
We should do this again. That's very good. I enjoyed that.
Well, I think about it. The Buildings of Dave Graffam games. I'll try to remember a link if I'm awake at the helm. But they got heaps of different kits, and they all look really nice. I mean, you can't really put troops inside of them, but
maybe not in the middle of the table next time.
Yeah, I might try to change up my scenery deployment techniques.
Maybe get rid of the castle on the side as well. Leave a bit of open flanking maneuver.
I'll do something different. Some hills, some vales.
Some vales. Hills are good.
On that note, thanks for watching. Feel free to hit like, subscribe, etc., etc. Comments are nice. But it's definitely time to call it a day.